Any good brew day begins with a good coffee. Here I've got my Vietnamese coffee maker with some Cambodian beans, and that'll set me up for a good day. On this fine Melbourne morning at about 6:30, I venture out to the brew shed. Let's set this up with 40 litres of strike water. I'll just type this in and press go. And we need some brewing salts for the water, and I'm going to be throwing in some calcium chloride and some gypsum, more the gypsum side of things, to get a nice hoppy profile to the water. Get to try out my new malt mill. Works a treat. We'll fill up the old drink, the water bottle, and there's the hop sock added to the bottom to stop the flour from spreading. I've added the grains in, and now just mixing it up with a paint stirrer. Make sure there's no dough balls in there. Really works with this size vessel. Let's get my mash started. Mash temp at 65 degrees. pH ended up being 5.4, which is good. And here's my yeast starter. Should need some decent yeast cells for my double IPA. Here's my beautiful piece of equipment that lifts the grain basket out. Sparge water is now going through the grain bed, rinsing out all the last bits of sugars. Getting my hops ready. I'm using Columbus for the boil, and then there's some Centennial and Cascade going in the mix, and putting it together should make something similar to Pliny the Elder, which is a famous beer in America.
This is the starter boil pH, which is, if it's between 5 and 5.3, it's really good.
And there's a heap of hops going into the hop stand section of the process, and I'm just getting it down to 80 degrees before I add those. Now I'm getting all the wort through the chiller into the fermenter, and I ended up getting 42 litres, which is very handy, of a good IPA. Safely stored away in my fridge, in my temp control fridge, and it's going to start at 18 degrees. Just waiting to pitch the yeast, which I'll do tomorrow morning. In goes the yeast, and go you good thing.